You're watching this video, you're probably 15, 16, or even 17, or you're maybe in your early 20s. For me, when I grown up, I thought that the only option I had was to get money. As much money as possible because money gets you freedom. And unfortunately, that was not true. Being an adult is all about the mindset, not about the material success that you can achieve. So in this video, I got exactly what you need so you can be an adult, a mature adult with a wise mind, so you can be ready to face this life. So you can be an adult. Just know, bro, people can't stand the fact that they can be wrong one day. They just put in their mind that they get like amazing grades. Their family always says that they're right about something. So when they know that they are wrong, they just their ego just stops them and tell them no, you are right, and the one who's calling you wrong is the one who's wrong. Just know being wrong is a part of growing. Not because you're wrong, that means you are a terrible human being. You had to be wrong sometime. And also, those negative experiences that you go through, those are the chances that make you grow. You see, maybe you had like a terrible fight in your gym, like in your boxing gym, but didn't it shape your character? Maybe you had some fights in school or whatever, but it also shaped your character. It made you a better man. This is exactly being wrong. Yes, it is shameful. You do look terrible in front of the people, but just know your mind gets better and better and better. That's a part of growing up. When I was younger, I thought that love was just was not enough for a long-term relationship. Then I just decided that enough is something that I decide on, something that comes from my own life. And guess what? I was wrong. I was completely wrong because I am growing. I'll keep growing because I'm wrong. Even people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s can also be wrong because they are growing. But growth is an endless process. There is no such thing as 100% right. You get from wrong to less wrong to even more less wrong than that. And when you're here, you might even know something that might make you right, but you are not 100% right. You are just less wrong than those, you're just less wrong than those chances and phases that you were in. So basically, in life, you will keep chasing perfection and truth because this is a part of it. If you keep chasing them while you're going through life, you're having a good life because you will go through the good days and the bad days, which is also essential to living a good life. But if you just had the stage where you're like, that's it, I've reached the perfection of life, this is the truth, that's when your ambitions die and even physically you get sick and you get bored of the work that you do. But when you know that there is every single day, there is something that you're gonna know that is wrong about yesterday, that's when you'll be excited to wake up and know that tomorrow is gonna be better than yesterday. Once you know that every information you have in mind or anything you learn isn't really 100%, that's when you're going to welcome, people in your life, opinions and all of that. That's when you're gonna be very happy to have them in your life. But if you had that, that very arrogant mindset that you're always right and what you know is 100% right, you will have a very hard, life is hard, but you will have a more difficult life because people nowadays make life worse. That's obvious. But when you know that you're actually wrong and you have the proof that you are wrong, you should be glad because now you're growing and now you have a better mind. If you went back 100 years ago, exactly 100, and you ask doctors about the baby's gender in his mother's womb, he's probably gonna tell you that there is no way we can know. But nowadays we can, right? They were wrong at that time, but now they are not 100% right. They are less wrong. You see, those x rays can't be 100% right. Like, I'll give you a personal story. My parents thought that I was a female until I was born. They did the X-ray, and the doctor said that it was a female. And when I was born, I wasn't a female, as you can see, with those long ass mustache and this beard. With that being said, let's tell you another mindset that you should know. The hardest thing a human being can experience is changing their identity. Not changing it, but combating it. Let's say you don't smoke, you don't vape, you are a clean person. This is your identity in your head. You're not a smoker, you don't vape, you are a good person. If someone told you have have a breath as like that smoke, or they call it a hit nowadays, have a hit, and you take that cigarette and you're like, if I smoke, I'll have that very weird feeling because that's not me. That's not me. My brain is gonna change. Like, so much effort and so much energy within changing your identity that your brain stops and you're like, no, this is very hard work. Are you sure you wanna do this? And if you're like really, really depressed, that combat in your brain to doing a action that's going to change your identity is gonna be very low because of depression and all of that. But eventually when you have it, you most likely you will not smoke because that's not you. Upon all of that, also the identities that you have, they're not always right. You see, you might think that, as I've said earlier, that the information you have is always right, and they are not. And this is exactly why most people don't live their life. Because they're like, what's the point of going out since I know it's right? Why do I need to go out and socialize and be like a normal human being? Why would I do that if what I have is enough? That's why you stay home actually, is because you don't have that mindset that going out will teach you something new. It's because you are arrogant. With all due respect, you have that mindset that what you have is right, and it's not. So please, when you are going somewhere and you hear someone's opinion that combats your identity, doubt your identity. You might think that, there is no such thing as male cats and female cats, for example. That's a hypothetical example. If you think that and someone proved you wrong, doubt your own identity because you actually might be wrong and you will learn something new. And instead of being arrogant and moving away from that guy, and you stayed a stupid guy, just know he was going to take you and put you in the light. He was going to light you up with his information. A C minus student won't work as hard because in his mind, he's a C minus student. No matter how much he puts in or how whatever he does when it comes to studying, he is a C minus student. So he's going to combat the things that is gonna put him in A plus student. It is easier for you to stay in a painful situation that you are not as a smart or you're not an A plus student than to actually combat that identity. So if you combat the identity and you are uncertain about your identity and you actually work hard and you give it your fullest, there you go. Wow, I was wrong. I'm actually growing. I thought I was for me, I thought that I was just a C minus student. I worked hard and I got A plus. A plus is actually achievable for me. So now I am no longer a C minus student. I am an A plus student. Which leads me to my final point, and it is being doubtable for the identities that we have. Doubt about our feelings, our thoughts, our beliefs, even for what the future may be holding for us. You see, some people can't be excited at all for the future. It's because they're like, yeah, we're just gonna move with the flow. Nothing too exciting. Just know, bro. If you are planning on going, like for example, medicine, you might go to law. You might even go to the military. Nothing is certain. If you keep doubting your own beliefs, that's when you're gonna welcome new experiences and you're gonna be more experienced. I want you to always ask yourself, what kind of belief is holding me back from growing? You see, our brain is a scan generator. You see, you're looking at this video and you're like, wow, a handsome guy with a nice t-shirt, a button t-shirt, and a black shirt. And in reality, yeah, you are right, I am handsome and I do have a nice shirt. But look, this shirt is actually not black, it's actually navy. My point is not everything your brain tells you is actually right. You thought I had a black t-shirt. It was actually navy. Same thing when you're walking the streets and you find two people shouting at each other, cursing the hell out of each other. And you're like, yeah, they're probably fighting. And in reality, they are actually joking. You see, nowadays you'll see like those young teenagers walking out with vapes, you fighting. In reality, they're actually just joking. That's exactly your brain. Don't always be 100% sure of what your brain generates. And also, something you should know about our brain too is that our brain always tries to make sense of the things we're surrounded by. It basically tries to make sense of our own beliefs in our current situation as well. Let me explain. Let's say you have a sister. Your sister got you a gift for your birthday. You are gonna be very happy, very loving. You're gonna be very grateful that she got you a gift, and you're gonna think of all the situation that you had with her. But let's say you guys had an argument about whatever siblings argue about nowadays, and you can't stand her. You're gonna think every single good thing that she did to you as a negative thing. Because your brain tries to make sense of the situation that you're in. And it's that argument that you had with your sister. So that basically means that your brain is like pushed to the things that makes the current situation makes more sense. I am mad, so I'm gonna think of the stuff that she made me mad about. I am happy, so I'm gonna think of all the happy things that she made me happy with. Our brain's biggest priority is to match how we feel with our beliefs and our values as well. It will translate it in a way that matches what we have just experienced. And finally, the more you try to be certain about something, the more uncertain and insecure you will be. You have always 100% had that one friend, or maybe it's you, that you always want to know people's opinion about you. When you're absent from school or work or whatever, you would ask your friend, did someone say something about me? Did the teacher call out my name? Did the teacher say something behind my back? Did anyone said something behind my back? You see, you're trying to be certain of something, but you might not always have the good answer that you're looking for, which makes you insecure. But the more you try to be uncertain, the more comfortable and alive you will be. The more you embrace uncertainty and not knowing exactly everything, the more you realize that you're actually comfortable with learning new things about life or whatever. We all don't know how lovable or like very achieving we can be, or very ambitious or very successful we can be. Live your life by being unsure of them, and then be sure of them through the experiences that you go through. And even the experiences you go through should not be enough to give you 100% decision that you are actually lovable or attractive or very successful. The person who knows everything learns absolutely nothing. You go to school because you want to learn something new, but if you have all the information that you need, you probably won't go to school. We can't learn anything without firstly not knowing something. So to have more opportunities, I want you to admit to yourself that you don't know much. Because when you know that you don't know much, you will welcome yourself to more opportunities are among life. And as always, focus on only yourself, because the only one who will save you is you.